Okay, chapter 2 now. No, sorry, chapter 1 analysis, my bad. Um, this one was also, once again, very dense, really well written, and great dialogue. First off, shout out to two people, Grand Admiral Jello, I think, I forget the full name of the kind, Grand Admiral Jello, which is the person I made all the jokes about with Ray Salone at the beginning of the original chapter read through, and another person from the same forum, the Silent Influence. Uh, the Silent Influence was the person who convinced me to start posting in those forums due to the fact that that Silent Influence posts were really well written, very sensible, and convinced me that there were Star Wars fans that wouldn't go completely nuts if I had a different opinion than everyone else. So yeah, Silent Influence, I'm giving you a call out. You're awesome. And Grand Admiral Jello, I just sorry for all the Ray Stallone jokes. It's just that you just really like Ray Stallone. I just couldn't help but make those jokes. Anyways, analysis time. Let's talk about the characters we met. We're going back through the chapter. We meet Ray Stallone, the badass extraordinaire, like yada yada yada. Ray Stallone is the imperial newly imperial captain in this point of the timeline, and apparently she's going to be in Star Wars Aftermath. So that means she survived all these events. So Ray Stallone seems to be a character that's going to start becoming a major focus in the new continuity. What I got from Ray Stallone's character is that I made a bunch of jokes how she kept on going up and down on my likability level. I can tell how John Jackson Miller is writing her. She's meant to be a loyal and honest Imperial, but she's still an Imperial, which means that whether while she'll do everything to achieve be loyal, not to betray the ideals of the Empire. She still is kind of an asshole. No offense to Jello's appreciation of her character, but it's easy to see where her type of character. While she doesn't show her negative traits very to anyone via dialogue, she has a lot of internal comments that kind of point out what type of character she is. Which, for example, uh, Gorse out the Ford view pointed up to his reputation as perhaps the ugliest planet in the galaxy. Um, and while most of these comments are, and then she made a bunch of really just really insulting comments to Gorse as a whole, saying that she really couldn't understand anyone living on a world that basically constantly had basically living for summer night. And she also had other comments where she was kind of very internally aggressive about things. But Stallone's character overall, she's honorable, loyal, imperial. Maybe not a very not maybe not a very nice imperial, but she's doing her job. She's trying to move up in the ranks, and overall, she's not a bad character whatsoever. We got Lord. Sorry, we got Commander Chamas. He doesn't get much. He's just like the guy who we got. He's just a guy that just reacts to most of all the situations. He's a reactive character. While Ray Sloan reacts very stoically to the situation. Chamas is one who gets kind of shocked by the situation. He's just there to show how Vidian is freaking nuts. Speaking of Vidian, Vidian is basically, like I said in the actual read through as an topic comment, off character comment, we get a perfect comparison to what basically perfect difference between what makes Vidian different from any of the other cybernetic characters like any other major cybernetic villains such as Vader. They actually made the comparison right here. Vader, the Emperor's principal emissary, while electronically amplified, the Dark Lord's much deeper voice still retains some natural trace of what was inside that black armor. It's basically made clear via the description of Vader's voice that Vader still has some humanity left in him. Whether he shows it or not in the new continuity is something to ponder. But that's the basic way the description is played out with the context of Vader's future redemption in the movies. Vader has some humanity left, which prompts him to achieve his redemption in the movie, in the actual original trilogy. Vidian, on the other hand, highlighting that, Vidian really made based his voice, based his artificial voice on based on opinion research. He literally based his voice. He chose his voice on what's the word? On focus groups. Yeah, that's right. Focus groups. He just wanted to find the most motivational, fucking terrifying voice he could find for a boss, so he could terrify people into doing things faster. Vidian doesn't have any humanity. He removed all of his humanity for the sake of efficiency and power. Vader lost his humanity because he was literally taken from him via his body burning up and because of his own self-destructive actions. But the difference between Vader and Vidian is that Vader just lost control of his emotions. That's what drove him to lose his humanity. That's what drove him that pushed him to the moment where he lost control of his anger. Obi-Wan tricked him into falling into the lava. All that happened because Vader let his emotions utterly control him in every single way. In contrast, Vidian didn't do it because of emotions, not do it because of any self-destructive tendencies. He did it completely out of the willingness to be efficient, so he could be the most efficient son of a bitch in the galaxy. That's the difference between Vader and Vidian. In fact, I wish Vidian survived the book because I could just imagine the conversation between him and Vader. Just imagine the type of interesting conversations Vidian could have with the Emperor. I mean, Vidian potentially could have been a really fascinating character because he's basically a parallel to Vader in the sense that both of them have lost humanity, but Vidian has chose to do it via lot because he was illogical, while Vader had no choice because he lost control of his emotions. I just wish Vidian survived the book because he was actually a very fucking interesting character. Anyways, that's Vidian. Of course, we get a description of course, we get all the setup for the plot points. And we got here Syndulla, the character from Rebels, getting involved in the situation as she would be in this book. And basically, we get a bunch of information on her ship, on on the situation, Vidian's entire situation before he came to Gorse. It's a really dense chapter, and I've gone in depth. I really want to go in more depth with it, but these videos do have a time limit. So, yeah, um, Vidian Versalone, which is who Versalone, aka Jill's waifu, and Harrison Dula, aka Kanan's waifu, but I'm bumps. And that's our three major characters we've gotten. I don't really remember Lord Kamas from really affecting the story in any major way. So yeah, this is my chapter 1 analysis, and this will be the end of my first recording session for Star Wars: A New Dawn read through. Next time we're going to do from chapter 2 to chapter 4. No, actually chapter 2 to chapter 5. Yeah, we'll go up to chapter 5 in the next session. Or maybe farther if I have more time.